Welcome back to Homestand TV, the NFL block. Joining me, Jelani Goodridge-Reid. We formed the J unit.
Yes,
Jelani,
we do.
let's just get right into it. Look, beginning of the year, everybody's like, Josh Allen, he's the MVP. He's going to win MVP. The Bills are the Super Bowl favorites.
They were.
It started off hot, but right now, we're seeing Josh Allen. He's got the most interceptions.
Yep.
3 red zone interceptions, playing very reckless football. I know he had the elbow injury last game, but he was also dropping elbows.
I know.
Like he was the Rourke a la the people's elbow after he threw an interception. So I'm going to ask you this question. Did the media and fan bases across the NFL overhype Josh Allen?
Ooh, overhype? A bit of a strong word. I won't say overhype, but I do think that it's gotten to a point where I find more quarterbacks are, criticized for things that happen on the football field. And Josh, he gets away with some things. He has been playing some reckless football as of late. He has to pipe down because the past 3 weeks, he's throwing 6 picks. He leads the league in interceptions at this point. So yeah, when you're talking about MVP, I don't see it right now for him. But, just the media, I do think the overhyping of Josh Allen has come is with the Mahomes debate. Okay?
Him and Mahomes. You're the big Mahomes guy.
You know me.
You're the Mahomes guy.
You know me
Right.
already, okay? It's Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in football, all right? So I understand Josh Allen's greatness, all right? Because he's fantastic. But I don't get why. Look, we've seen it with other sports, right? MJ, LeBron. People try to find the next guy.
Okay, let's not put Mahomes
No, I'm
in
not putting him there.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, the debate in terms of guys, coming up, like who's the next guy to knock them off
We talked
the
about it
pedestal,
in
right?
the NBA, Giannis and Luka.
Yeah,
right?
so, but in this case, we see a lot of people trying to say, oh, Allen's better than Mahomes. Because a lot of articles, a lot of lists that came out in the offseason were like, Allen's already passed Mahomes. Since when? Right? Since when? Okay, let's look at the body of work, right? Mahomes, ring, MVP. Super Bowl MVP.
Look, yeah.
We know the whole list, right? The Pro Bowls even. I know it doesn't hold that
Josh
much
Allen's
weight.
been a Pro Bowler
Only
once.
And if you're looking at 2022, Mahomes has better stats in all areas. Okay?
And he takes care of the ball more.
So that's the thing. I think for me, the winning has to be there with Buffalo, of course. In general, the winning has to be there for Allen to be that guy.
Do you think because I think the lack of running game Buffalo has, because they require him to do so much. And we saw with Russell Wilson in Seattle too, at some case, where he got into that mindset where he felt, I have to do too much.
You have to be Superman.
I have to be Superman, right? When that's not a recipe for success. You look at Mahomes, yes, there are times where he comes off with a Superman-esque play, right? But, he's always constantly feeding the ball to his receivers and running the offense. He doesn't try to do too much.
Yeah, because we
but
saw.
I will say though, we are seeing that now in the NFL that a lot of these guys, and especially the quarterbacks, because they're getting paid so much money, they're getting so many endorsement deals. They want to they fall in love with the flashy play, right?
Yeah, they do.
Where Tom Brady, for example, Peyton Manning never really did that.
They didn't.
Drew Brees never really did that.
And they didn't
right?
have to, right?
They never did. They played just their game, ran the offense like that. But we're seeing this shift now where Lamar makes those electrifying plays. Most of the time out of necessity, right?
It has to,
Josh Allen, hurdling people.
Or down the field.
Out of
going over you,
necessity,
running.
right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like these quarterbacks fall in love with those highlight plays that they kind of rely on that.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love to watch it. But sometimes I feel like if they just rein it back and play a little bit more conservative.
We saw that a bit with Mahomes even last season. Remember, he had that stretch where he wasn't playing good football, and we were like, what's going on with Mahomes, right? And he took it back, took it down.
Rein it back.
And then they went to the
And I'm
NFC
seeing that with
Championship.
Patrick Mahomes is he's playing a lot more controlled football.
Yeah.
And I think with Josh Allen, it might be just as simple as he lost Brian Dable, but maybe just bring the reins in a little bit, right?
That's a good point.
He's only completing 58% of his passes right now. That is not where you want your MVP to be.
That's
right?
not MVP
So
stats.
I just want to see Josh Allen kind of reining in a little bit. And
Yeah, because he's costed the Bills some of these games.
that
The Jets
last game
he
against
cost
Minnesota
that
was
game.
on him.
The
Jets
Minnesota game. Those
on
2
him.
picks were not good throws.
No.
Okay, not good decisions.
You can't be throwing picks in the red zone, and you can't be.
You got to hold on to the ball. The fumble like that. 9 times out of 10.
Take care of your
10
body.
times out of 10, he's not going to do that.
Nobody's doubting Josh Allen's skill, his
No.
intangibles, anything like that. I think he cares too much. Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that Russell Westbrook effect. He cares too much that he goes 1,000 miles an hour and he's not thinking about how to take care of himself.
Yeah, he knows he has to do a lot for the Bills to win, right? But then he's like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do. And that's where the turnovers come. That's where the mistakes come, right? And I've seen the talk this week, Brett Favre. I really agree with that because Brett, gunslinger, he also felt he had to be Superman, so he did more than asked, right? And it led to a lot of interceptions, it led to a lot of plays,
but,
that went the other way.
You live by the sword,
and I
you
think
die by
Josh
the sword.
Allen, same way, we're seeing him he is a gunslinger, right? He'll put it wherever he has to, but sometimes it comes to the point where it's like, okay, Josh, like you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have thrown there, and we saw it last week, this Sunday with the Vikings game. Right?
We'll see if we can turn it around. The Bills need to turn it around. The Bills are a dogfight now for the division and the AFC, so we'll see right now. How after this whole, like, the Bills are going to run away with the AFC.
I think they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. There's always a stretch in the year, though, with Josh Allen since he's gotten the league, where, the game
maybe you need these, like we said, like a good loss for Philadelphia to kind of flush it out of their system. Maybe you need a bit of a poor couple weeks to kind of get back to the basics.
Yeah, there's different ebbs and flows during the season, so I understand.
Let's go to another big name in the NFL, Odell Beckham Jr.
Right.
He's in the middle of a lawsuit with Nike. And I thought these two were happily married. He was in the Drake music videos.
Yeah.
He's a big Nike guy. He had his own signature cleat, but he's suing Nike for $20 million.
It's a lot.
A lot of money.
That's hefty.
Right? Because apparently they didn't honor his commitment. What do you think? Is this because I think it's because Odell lost a bunch of money in crypto. Do you think do you think he can actually get money out of Nike?
I don't think so. And I think the one element that people are pointing out is he's also been hurt. Through the duration of this deal, he's been hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, it's like, well, NFL players get hurt. Do the teams stop paying them? No. So I think
in the NFL they technically
they could, but even like NBA, whatever, like they don't stop paying you, if you get hurt. So I think the injury part to me is the biggest element of this.
Now, if Odell leaves Nike, right? I think it was like a $30 million endorsement deal he signed from Adidas because he had a clause in his previous contract with Nike that he could match or whatever Adidas offered him, right?
Okay.
If he's a sneaker free agent or a cleat free agent, as they would say in the NFL, is he still like that guy that could get a big endorsement deal?
I think so. Just because, his brand is it's larger than life.
Yeah.
And if you compare his brand to other guys in the NFL, you could make the argument he is the biggest brand in the NFL, even though he hasn't played this season even. Everyone knows who Odell is, right? So I think another company would want him, right? But if you were Odell, where would you, like, if you're going to leave Nike, where would you go?
I'm checks over stripes.
Nah, that's true. That is true. Me too.
That's true. I'm checks over stripes, right? Like, I mean, what do you want me to say?
I know, it doesn't get better.
Adidas is probably the only cleat that rocks cleats. Under Armour,
I know
maybe.
Under Armour's there, but I wore their cleats one time.
Look,
when I think
like with Odell, he's gonna have tons of endorsement opportunities, whatever he chooses to do. Because like you said, he's not just an NFL superstar; he's a global superstar.
He had this other brand deal with, I forgot if it was a toothbrush or toothpaste.
Oh, he had Head and Shoulders for a while.
Commercial with Kendall Jenner the other day. Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine. He's fine. Odell, we want to see you get back on the field, though. Speaking of a guy who's getting on the field, I cut you off. I don't want to hear that Dallas agenda right now.
Come through.
Let's talk some more. We're starting to talk a lot more CFL lately.
That is true.
That's true. We do show love to the CFL.
Break up this
and Nathan Rourke, BC Lions quarterback, had a poor performance in the West Final.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
But
you're lying.
It's fine. Nathan Rourke is going to be trying for NFL teams, right?
Right.
We haven't really seen a whole lot of NFL players CFL quarterbacks cross over to the NFL of late. I think the really most prominent was Jeff Garcia, right? Of course, Doug Flutie, Warren Moon, and then Joe Theismann.
Yeah.
How big would it be for the CFL if Nathan Rourke can cross over?
It would be huge, and it would be huge for Canada too, because he's a Canadian, right?
Quarterback.
That element as well. Yeah. So I know he led the league in passer rating this season. I think it would just be big because it shows the NFL that there is talent north of the border, and it is true. Like if you look,
if you're looking Hubbard, Chase
across,
Claypool.
Football in general, like in North America and all these leagues that are coming up, XFL, USFL, whatever.
Yeah, XFL had their draft yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Ben DiNucci.
Seattle got Ben DiNucci.
Yes, they're a Cowboys legend. But I'm just saying, like, if you look at all these leagues, CFL is that league, that you could say is definitely second to the NFL, right, in terms of talent. And we have seen guys cross over. We have seen it. It is possible. So I'm rooting for Nathan in this case. We'll see if a team that's quarterback needy. There are always teams that need a quarterback this time of year due to injury, just due to roster construction. So it might happen.
Well, Nathan Rourke, I do hope you stay with the BC Lions because I want to see you redeem yourself after that poor performance.
Tough.
This has been the NFL Block on Homestand Sports. Catch us back on Friday when we dive into Week 11's upcoming games.